If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
We are live at Padonia Station. It's all brought to you by Coors Light, and we are doing the NFL post-draft get-together with a very rested and refreshed former head coach of the Baltimore Ravens and partner WNST. We welcome Brian Billick, the tall one. Look, I'm not one to give you many compliments. I mean, we go back, what, 12, 13 years now, and I think I paid you 2 or 3. You did win a Super Bowl, so I had a compliment. But you're looking younger these days.
I'm more relaxed. They're not wearing me down. Although, I tell you what, New York is a grind. It was great fun, but it was a grind.
Grind? Well, give us a day in the life of New York for you. What is your life like there? Because I kept seeing your tweets. I think you did every radio show in America. You did every TV show in America. I'm surprised you didn't show up on Regis, quite frankly. I thought that was the next stop for you. They would let you on?
No, it was, I was telling you in New York, you want to get done what you need to get done. And so Tuesday, I'm there all week, Tuesday and Wednesday prior to the draft. Some production things for the NFL Network getting ready, but you're ready to go. You're just waiting for the draft now. So you do the litany of radio and TV shows, and it was interesting when we were last together. You thought there was a tempered enthusiasm.
Well, I felt it at every turn. Every part of our company has been less this off season, just because there's nothing to talk about for most fans.
Yeah, and of course we're in the, I do so many different shows with it. It feels the same to me because I'm doing the same things. And even the draft itself there was energy there. But every single radio show, every bit that I did, that was the sense. That boy, what do you think the draft's going to be like? Is it going to still be exciting? Because boy, our interest right now is just really falling all around the country. Every radio show that I did said that they can feel the difference. So it was, I think you were spot on with it.
Well, from a conversational standpoint, I think the free agency that sets up the draft creates very, very specific needs for every team. Where when you haven't had restricted, you haven't had unrestricted, you don't know the needs of teams. The Ravens don't know that they need quarterbacks, don't know if they're going to bring back Chris Carr, don't know where they stand with Fabian Washington. In their own mind, they can have that idea, but I would think it's a very, very backwards way to draft for all 32 of the draft leagues, correct? I mean,
it is, and the anxiety right now is when will this kick in? When is free? I mean, I don't have an answer for that. I talked to a number of league people. What is the time frame? How late can this be set? When is the 11th hour that now we can have free agency? What do? You go into training camp?
What do you envision? Like in your mind right now, if you were still coaching in the league, what is going through your mind today?
Well, right now I've talked with a number of coaches, and right now it's multiple schedules. Because I've got to be ready to go, just like the curve that was thrown on them on Friday.
Well, it can happen right now, literally today. Right.
Could happen by the end of the week. So that's one set of schedules. Could be the 1st of June. Okay, now I got to alter what was vacation time, and now they're going to be able to have that. Could be, no, not until we get to training camp. And that changes my teaching sequence totally. So, the coaches have 5, 6, 7 different what-if scenarios. They were all ready to go right now. Okay, if we've got this window and it extended a little bit, and they had not had to stay, they were going to make hay this week in terms of playbook and getting hands on the guys and trying to do a few things.
And the coaches all wanted that. The coaches,
the organizations wanted it too. But the league and the teams have to play the game as well. And quite frankly, here's the odd thing: the players really don't want to come in right now. They're fine if they don't come in.
Well, the players hate OTAs.
But that's the image they've got to put out there to look like, oh, no, we're being restricted from our trade. The clubs really do want them here, but you have to go through the process, the shutdown. No, you can't come in. Your hands are tied. There's not an organization that doesn't want to have them in, but we have to go through this in order to get the inevitable deal. And the sooner we get past this, the sooner we'll get the deal.
Brian Billick here. Glenn is here. We are talking draft, post-draft, and post-mortem. And we'll get to the Ravens. We'll go team by team. We'll go through the first round and do all that. From your perspective of covering this thing in New York and being in on the front door of it, how many drafts for you now? 2 or 3? You've done 4. Okay. As far as your preparation and where you stand on doing this, everywhere I go, people equate me with you. So they always want to talk to me about you, specifically in football season. They see you on TV. I think it was impossible to miss you this week because all eyes went back to football. In the way that you prepare this thing, is it any different than being a coach? Because I've been reading your tweets, I've been reading all the stuff at NST.net, and it almost feels to me like you've gone back to scouting mode, where you've broken down tape. It seems like you've done even more preparation than you did when you were the coach of the Ravens, because it wasn't your job to know who the 6th-round draft pick was, and you were almost super respectful of Eric and Phil and those guys, that every time they'd have a press conference, you never really had much to say about the kids, because I think you felt like it just wasn't your department, right?
Yeah, they were the lead in that. They were the experts, so to speak, and I would try to prompt as much as I could and whatever observations I could have. More about aligning the coaches with the scouts and what are we looking for and pushing and prod. And
managing, not scouting.
Yeah,
right?
and then obviously Ozzy was the one taking the lead on it, but that was their area, and I do actually do more preparation for it, primarily in the first 3 rounds, because that's where I'm mostly absorbed, the first and second day. And it's much more broad-based, and you don't have the same support group that you have.
Well, if you're the Ravens coach still, and you've got a quarterback in Joe Flacco, you're not even going to look at Cam Newton, right? I mean, you're not going to bring him in.
No, but you do, not to the degree that you do if you're going to take them, but we always felt that you wanted to be able to track these guys, because you know what, free agency pops up in 4 or 5 years for these kids, and you want to be able to track that, particularly at the quarterback position. So you want a little bit of a background, not to the same as if you're in the drafting area.
Sure.
But every year, even when I was in Minnesota, whether we were in the market for that quarterback or not, I usually did the top quarterbacks, even to go out and work them out, sit down and have dinner, just to get a sense of this guy. In the advent that 4, 5, 6 years later, he comes on the market, now you've got that tracking history.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.